Our reporter Mcebo is at Wits University. Let's get an update from him now. Mcebo, good afternoon. A lot of developments at Wits this week, but do clarify for us the matter with Mcebo Dlamini. We know that he was denied bail earlier this morning, but what are the merits of this case, though?
A very good afternoon to you, Alicia. Well, you'll remember that evidence, of course, has been brought to the court of the Johannesburg magistrates court earlier this morning. We understand that arguments were that Mcebo Dlamini was involved in some malicious damage to property. Some of the charges there, of course, including the evidence that was shown through video tape to the court, and of course including malicious damage, of course, to rather grievous harm to body. So we understand that the students, of course, after that particular judgment, came through to Solomon House to hold a meeting to actually throw a way forward in their protest. But of course, just to get more detail on that, Alicia, I'm joined by Vuyani, one of the student leaders. He was in the meeting, of course. He's been leading the protest. Vuyani, thanks so much for your time. Just tell us what has been agreed in that meeting. What is the way forward now?
Well, in essence, what we have agreed on is to continue to march forward, but also to reorganize, to re-energize and mobilize around campus and society. We've been able to speak to some unions, progressive ones, the ones on the left, to say, we need to move towards a day of shutdown, and that day is not announced yet. We're mobilizing, we're organizing, and we're talking to them. One of the leaders has now concluded a conversation with the Taxi Association. They are interested in hearing us and in shutting down on the day agreed. So as students here, we have now broken up into task teams where we're going to find those students that were scared about what is happening, and in essence we were basically saying that we're going to attain free quality decolonized education now. I mean, as you have seen, the government is very clear. They've arrested one of our own, Mcebo, in Cape Town. They've arrested Mcebo Dlamini. They've arrested Jody in KZN. They've arrested the 26 students, and they've been there languishing in jail for a month now. In Pretoria, there's a comrade of ours, Amla, who's also been there for quite a while. One of our leaders also, Naledi Chirwa, was arrested this morning. I'm told that she's now out on bail. So it's very clear that government is increasing, the state is increasing its repression, and we can't step back. We're positive that our cause has proven to be noble, and that the government, we have touched them in their studio and they're panicking. And we know that with our parents joining in, and you've seen the workers, we've mobilized workers are part of us, and workers are saying they're going to move forward with us. They're not going to clean any res, they're not going to clean any lecture hall or Adam or Abib's office. They're going to participate in the protest. Black academics have also said the same thing. They're in solidarity with us. We're going to be having a meeting at 4 o'clock with them, but that meeting is simply to just finalize the end point, but we're going to make sure that this country does not function as normal, because the situation is abnormal. We're basically making sure that we get free quality education. This weekend, there are a group of people who are organizing a concert that will comprise of Mcebo Dana, Thandiso Mazwai, The Brother Moves On, The Soil, Mamsbongile Kumalo, and on all those artists. This is what I'm told. That's what they're organizing at the Constitutional Court to simply fundraise for the movement, which is called Fields Must Fall, and basically to be able to feed the students, but importantly to be able to aid to be able to give something to the black lawyers that have been giving us free legal assistance, to basically thank them and say, look, we know that you have taken time out and you're not making money and you need to survive, and if we're truly conscious to the black condition, we must be able to assist them. We're very saddened about Mcebo's arrest. We think that it's part and parcel of a greater plan to suppress this movement. I mean, you can see with the government's response to our cry, they set up a task team on top of a commission, and that task team has no financial power. It's a pauper kind of a task team. It's a task team that is comprised of a security cluster, and in essence, vice chancellors have now handed over after the task team was formed, handed over the universities to the government, to the generals of police. And I don't understand why we continue paying these vice chancellors if these generals are now heading these universities. So ours is very simple. We are now energized. We are very sad, very heartbroken, but there was nothing that we could have expected differently. We knew that this government is all about repression. You heard the president's remarks about dictatorship and so on, and I think these are just clear. They want to make this country ungovernable. They are the ones that are doing it, and at some point make certain things disappear and make sure that we don't get free education, because they know an educated nation is a nation that questions, and they won't get away with corruption. My brother, a student who's at Wits University, or a child who's at Soweto, whose mother is a domestic worker, whose father is a garden boy, will not be able to enter university under the current fee system. So we are simply saying, who must enter university?
All right, unfortunately, we've lost visual contact there with our reporter on the scene, Mcebo Dlamini, and he was talking to one